James Yucel is the Director of Communications at PricedOut. It's a campaign group for affordable house prices. James, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Are you feeling, finally, someone's taking this seriously, or do you have concerns about Keir Starmer's plans?
Well, look, the noises being made on housing by Keir Starmer and the Labour Party are very encouraging for young people struggling to get onto the property ladder. I think the solution to this housing crisis is simple. We need to be building more homes, especially near existing job centres, and the only way we can get that done is through planning reform. So to hear Keir say that he will bulldoze through the planning system, it's what we've been working for since 2006 at PricedOut. And look, we've seen countless party leaders talk the talk on planning reform, and we've yet to see it materialise. So fingers crossed that Keir can walk the walk.
And the problem is, though, OK, let's say he builds these 1.5 million new homes. Can the young people you're talking about afford to buy them?
Well, let's take a look at how bad things have gotten. We've got a housing shortage of 4.3 million homes. The UK is now fourth from bottom among European countries in terms of home ownership rates. It would take at least 50 years to fill the UK's housing shortage with the abandoned target of 300,000 homes a year. Young renters expect to be at least 37 before they'll be able to afford their own home. The average house price in the 1980s was 3 times the average salary. It's now 9 times. The last time house prices were this expensive relative to average earnings was the year 1876, nearly 150 years ago. So if there was ever a moment to panic, it would be now. Make no mistake, the number one barrier to growth in this country is our arcane planning system that allows a few small vocal NIMBYs to bring down local planning applications. They are the reason that people are struggling with the vicious rental cycle. When fewer homes get built as the population grows, the value of existing homes increases, making housing less affordable across the board.
Well, he said he's going to bulldoze through those planning structures that currently exist. That's not going to make him hugely popular, potentially, with MPs in his own party. But as I said, he said this is bomb-proof. I just want to give you the views of Mark in Essex, who's texted in. He said, look, the last thing we need is even more unsustainable development. Everywhere you look, there are huge developments being put up without any thought to infrastructure. This will make it even worse if Starmer goes ahead with this ridiculous scheme. Tell Mark, what do you have to say to that?
How old is Mark? That's my first question. Does Mark own a house? I feel like we've been dealing with the same old excuses to block development for years and years and years and years, and look where we are now. 37 years old is how old we're expected to be before we can own our own house. When will the excuses stop, is what I'll ask Mark.
In terms of excuses, Keir Starmer said, right, we're going to look at the land we can build on, and we've got a new idea. OK, he's rebranded some lower quality parts of the green belt he's defined. He said now they can be the green belt, and also he'd like to build on dreary wasteland. That's going to be controversial, particularly with environmental campaigners who say, look, we've got to be careful about where we pitch and pledge these new housing developments, and therein lies the problem of getting through these planning regulations. Do you think, from sort of looking at the UK, there are sort of obvious areas where we haven't thought, OK, yes, let's build here?
Well, of course, I think the Green Belt is easily one of the best marketing, most effective marketing campaigns we've ever seen in the UK. It gives people the impression that the Green Belt is just all areas of outstanding natural beauty. It's all our gorgeous British countryside, but that's not the case at all. There are so many opportunities for development on what's considered Greenland, and many MPs, Simon Clarke MP from the Conservatives, Andrew Weston MP from the Labour Party, have all highlighted this. The reality is there have so many opportunities in the UK to build, and we're being blocked time and time again by NIMBYs and our ancient planning system.